Okay. And excited. We are only like 5 weeks away from convention, a little more than 5 weeks to convention. It's gonna be amazing. Uh, and we are gonna have a lot of cool fun and new products, etc., etc., etc. Okay, Nilbert, the floor is yours.
Thanks, George. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. All right. I know some folks will still be coming in from the other Zoom. Before we get going, anyone have anything they want to share today? Anything exciting? Anything new in their business? Anything uh, exciting in their life? Just any kind of good news to share. Anyone, feel free to chime in as we wait for everybody else to hop in from the other Zoom.
We're
I'd like
coming.
to,
We're coming.
There's
I'd,
Christine, and
Yeah, we're coming. We're coming.
everybody else is jumping in right now. Yeah. So
I'd
again,
like to say something.
yes,
So,
Marcel, right?
good
Yeah.
morning. My name is Marcella. They left the A out, but that's okay. I'm Italian, not French. Anyways, my brother called me, and because of my results, he wants to order the products. I can't believe how amazing these products are. I had psoriasis on my knuckles, three of my knuckles. And when I looked down yesterday, I realized that they were gone. I can't believe that. They're gone. And my friend said, "Hey, you don't have really dark marks on your knees anymore. What are you doing?" So I told her, I mean, it's just amazing. I'm just so overwhelmed and so excited about being here and meeting everybody. And thank you. Thank you for all the education that all of you share with us. Thank you.
Oh, that was amazing, Marcel, and glad to hear that. Yes, yours is probably the second testimony I've heard about psoriasis. There's another brand ambassador we have in our team here in San Diego that's experienced the same amazing results. So congratulations on that. Anybody else? One more share, and then we'll dive right into today's topic. Okay.
Nilbert,
Oh,
Frida,
yes,
I'll
yes.
share real quick. I want to
Hey,
share
Frida.
something about Marcella. Marcella came on board on her very first meeting. She saw the opportunity at our home, actually, and she said, I can do this. And she has been 1,000 miles per hour since she started. And she's done everything textbook perfect. And
Oh,
that's why she's getting the results that she's getting.
that's amazing. Well, that's only one of the reasons, right, Frida? Because the other reason is she has you as as her leader that's leading her all the way. So, yes, kudos to you and your team. Amazing job. Thank you, Frida.
Thank you.
All right.
Magnifique, Marcel.
So today's topic is actually a perfect segue from last week's topic. Remember when I did this training last Tuesday, we talked about resilience, we talked about grit, right? We talked about how difficult it can be sometimes in this industry, in what we do, in life in general, right? I mean, it's not just in this industry. Life always has a way of throwing us curveballs, right? So we just need to be able to adapt and be resilient and continue forging ahead, right? So today's topic, I've actually provided this training before. So what I'm gonna do, I know we do have a lot of new members, new people who joined our community since then. So I will reshare, or I will share my slide that I used last time, but I'm just gonna kind of go over it like really quickly, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys about it and kind of explain stuff. And also, there's a couple of friends here that I'm going to be calling on to share a little bit about this topic because I we've this one thing I love about this community. I've met so many of you in person at the events, and here in our daily huddles and have developed really good friendships and close relationships with a lot of folks who I would have never met if it weren't for this opportunity, right? And so now I can say that I know people from almost everywhere, all the time zones, so to speak. So, okay, let me share my screen so I can kind of just go over the slides that I've shared before. So some of you may remember this, right? Casting your vision. But for some, it may be your first time seeing this. I'm just gonna quickly go through the slides, take screenshots if you will, take notes if you will, but we're just gonna go through why casting your vision is so key to our industry, okay? The objective of this is to really help in, develop and communicate a compelling vision that attracts, inspires, and motivates your team and prospects. So I want you to kind of read that one more time. Yes, casting a vision is very personal. It's for us to be able to have something that pulls us forward, right? An end goal or something we want to achieve. But okay, having that is that's good, right? But we need to really think about a vision that not only works for us, but a vision that will attract, inspire, and motivate your whole team and prospects that you're going to meet, right? It's what pulls them to follow you and to join you in this opportunity. So why having a vision matters, why casting a vision matters? Well, people don't follow businesses, they follow visionaries, right? You can share with them about three, you can share with them about how amazing our compensation plan is, our products and all that, but if you don't all tie it together with the vision of what it can do for them and their future, it's not really going to have that much of an impact, right? So casting a vision, your vision is a big picture, where you are going and why you're going there, right? And it has to be clear. It has to be clear so that it can, give people belief, it can give people direction, and it can motivate people. Okay. So, elements of a powerful vision. Defining your why. We already know this, right? You have to start with defining your why. Okay. Your why will be the one that will drive your vision. Whatever it is, it's very personal. Each person's why is very personal, but it's the one that's going to fuel your vision. Okay. Without it, it's going to be hard for people to connect with you. It's like, okay, they meet you, they introduce them about this opportunity, but if they don't have a clear sense of where you're going or why you're doing this, it's not going to resonate, so to speak. Okay. Ask yourself, why did I start a business? What impact do I want to create? How will this business change my life and the lives of others? So with here,
Okay.
I'm gonna pause here real quick because I'm gonna call on my buddy Craig. I met Craig here at the huddles, right? And we've developed a friendship over the course of 2 years. And I follow his feed. I know he follows my feed also on social media, and I see all the stuff that he's doing and how he's living his life. So, Craig, if you don't mind, please just share a little bit of, just those things those key points we saw on the slide, like, what got you started, where do you see where do you see yourself going, and why you're doing this? Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Nilbert. It's an honor to help share. It's just part of the why. When I first came on here and just felt the energies off the Zoom, I couldn't wait to feel that energy in person, and to know the products that we have that are life-changing on a platform that is the best. Just really helps me stay motivated, as well as all the leadership on here and stuff. So, there's 4 points that I like to kind of think of when it comes to sharing a vision, and one is the clarity of purpose. It gives directions, gives us our why, on here, and then the inspiration of your why is what keeps me motivated. Compelling visions, energy of other people, and everything. It brings unity and alignment to us all. We all have a different why, but we're all going towards one goal, and that's to share three in this platform with everybody we can. And the other one is, there's days, like right now, I see a pond with all these fish in it. I keep casting a line out, but nothing's taking a big hit yet. So I keep casting that, So you got to have resilience in your challenges. When obstacles come up, a reason to persist. We've got to have that why. That's should be part of everybody's why is why do I persist? What is this? What is my goal on here? So it comes from the North Star. Keeping our compass due north. You probably know that from the compasses you've looked at over the years in the Navy with the big ships and everything. So you got to stay on track on here. And there's so much more out there than the 6 inches between our ears. And we live outside of that, see a bigger vision and dream big, then it's what keeps me and hopefully keeps everybody motivated a bit.
That was beautiful, Craig. Thank you so much. So Craig hit a lot of points there. I mean, I love the analogy that he used, like looking at a pond, he's casting his line, right? But yeah, sometimes it happens differently for everyone, right? You cast a line, and you catch, yes, you're catching fish, maybe, regularly, the little fish or whatever, but eventually, if you cast your line long enough, if you persist long enough, you'll be catching that big fish, right? That one fish that's going to change everything for you, right? So I love that, Craig. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so just gonna go through the slides real quick, and then I'm gonna talk to you about it a little bit more on a more personal level. So this is a good example. I started because I wanted time freedom for my family, and now I want to help others do the same. Kind of like a very, very more impactful why rather than just, oh, I don't want to get rich, right? Or something like that. Okay. Paint a clear picture from the future, of the future. Okay. People need to see, feel, and believe your vision. Again, it has to resonate. It has to be clear to them, or else they're not really going to be sure why they're actually joining you or following you, right? If they're not sure exactly where you're going. Use descriptive emotional language when you're casting your vision. These are just tips in kind of like how to really develop your vision and how to express it. So again, here, example of a weak vision, I want to be successful in network marketing. And then you change that into, I see a team of motivated leaders creating financial freedom, helping others, and living life on their own terms, right? Very big difference, right? Pretty much really says the same thing, but you really use very descriptive and language that will actually elicit emotions. Share your vision with confidence, right? This is your vision, you don't have to be, what's the word? Embarrassed or timid to share it, right? You have to share it with confidence. People follow confidence, not uncertainty. Share your vision using storytelling and emotion. So we kind of already touched on that. I love the way Craig kind of like conveyed it as well. He used analogy. He used descriptive language. About fishing and all that. It kind of makes it very relatable, right? It delivers the message across. Use present tense and certainty. So speak as if your vision is already happening. Our leaders all do this, all the way from Daniel Piku to our different from Kim Hui, Samson, all our other leaders here. They basically already use the present tense, right? Instead of saying something in the future, you say, we are building a powerful movement of leaders who are changing lives. Like we are. It's not like, oh, we hope to build or we will build. We are building a powerful movement. So even here, just in our community, we are already making changes as a community, right? Inspiring others, uplifting everyone, right? On our daily huddles. So conclusion and call to action on this slide. Okay, defining your why, right? Painting a clear and compelling vision, sharing it with confidence. And, well, this is a challenge if you want to do it, right? Go live or post on social media using your vision this week. So, um, first of all, I want to thank everyone here for showing up today. That already tells me you're serious about growth, right? The fact that you show up every day on this huddle, listening to the different speakers or listening to our different leaders, right? Already shows that you're serious about this. When I started this journey about over 2 years ago, I was just looking for a way to basically, get healthier, right? A way to reclaim my time and give my family more freedom because, as everyone here knows, coming from 22 years in the service, I lost so much time from my family, right? So I didn't know everything, but I had a vision. It was really just a flicker at first when I saw this of what's possible, the life that I can build for my family. But now that flicker has become a fire that drives everything I do now, right? And the reason I say it's a perfect segue from last week's training, um, you know, uh, resilience and grit. I kind of shared exactly how difficult it has been, not only in this industry for me, but in everything that I've gone through in my life. And I'm sure everyone has a very similar story about that, right? We've all gone through struggles, okay? So that's why our vision matters, right? Not only for ourselves, but for everyone else around us, right? As Helen Keller, said, basically her famous quote, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Right? So powerful, right? Vision is what sets leaders apart. It's not just about where you are, but where you're going and who you're becoming in the process. That's what I'm really, really, really excited about. Every day when I get up and I think about what I need to do about this business, who the people I need to talk to. I basically at the end of the day, I kind of when I reflect on what I've done during the day, I get so excited because I learn new things every single day. So I know I'm changing as a person in the process, right? So a powerful vision will give your team purpose. It will give your prospects clarity, right? It will attract them, not because, more than half the time, I believe this, God's honest truth. I believe this with all my heart. More than half the time, when your prospects get attracted to you, it's not simply because, yes, we have amazing products, no doubt about it, right? Yes, we have an amazing compensation plan with a lot of potential, but I'm very sure, 100%, that more than half the time your prospects get attracted to you because of your vibration, because of your vision, the way you confidently share why you're doing this, right? And having the vision will give you the grit to keep going when things get hard. I can definitely tell you that from experience. Okay. So let's get real here. Why did you start this business? Like, what was missing in your life? Um, Another good friend of mine who I developed a really good friendship here. We've texted back and forth, and even though she's all the way in the other side of the coast, right? We do correspond a lot. Frida, would you care to share just a little bit about this exact part, like, like what future you're building? What do you see for yourself and your family? And how has this powered through? Because I'm sure you've also encountered droughts, you've also encountered, difficult times.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nilbert. And you always do an amazing job. Guys, I have to back up and just simply think for a minute. Why did I really start this business? I could give you a million reasons now. But my number one reason on day one was I was looking for myself. I was looking to heal myself because I had issues being a health coach, being a CTSP, being a kinesiologist. I knew that I did not want to always, I've never done pharmaceutical drugs, number one, because I'm holistic. But with that said, I really wanted to help me first, which within 3 weeks it did. I don't know, many of you know my story, some don't, but my real why when I first started, I literally went to my doctor and I said, I want to do my blood work today. And 3 weeks from now, I want to do it again. And she said, why? I said, because I'm starting these new nutraceuticals and I really want to test them myself. So what happened was I did my blood work. I went back 3 weeks later. She looked at my blood work and she said, I don't know what you're doing, but I want to do it too, because it is amazing what you have accomplished. Well, that alone was my check box to sharing with others. And then I looked at the whole big picture of what we have our hands on. And I thought, how selfish of me not to share this with other people. Because I know from my science and my education what these products will do for people. So why wouldn't I share them? But then I backed up and I looked again and I thought, wait a minute, I have spent my entire life in the health industry. But yet, as I retired at 55, I became one of these people that was kind of lost because I'd worked all my life. I'd always been self-employed. I had worked 24/7. I don't know what an 8-hour day is like because that's not my vibe. So I said, you know what? I can help a lot of people with this. Went out on the second week of the business, quite honestly, and said, oh, okay. So they told me I had to do 6 people at a certain amount and be a 3-star. Okay, fine. I did that 3 weeks. Everything was just flying along. Everything was perfect. And then you turn your cycles and you do everything that happens and you're just blessed and blessed and blessed. And then all of a sudden, boom. And I hope this doesn't happen to everyone, but it happened to us. You hit this plateau. And you know what? I had to stop and say to myself, why did I hit this plateau? Well, honestly, I think it's because we lose a little bit of our enthusiasm. Because what is enthusiasm? You're entrusted with enthusiasm for a reason. If you go look up the word enthusiasm and what it really means, and I challenge each of you to do that today. Because when you're enthusiastic about something, when you're excited about something, they're going to see your posture. They're going to see your commitment. They're going to see your passion. Just like this morning, we were on the call because we've been on the road since we left Charlotte. And we were on a call this morning with another doctor that is coming on our team this week. And, he said to me, he said, I'm out of town, but I want to get with you when I get back on Friday. But if I didn't keep my enthusiasm, if I didn't let all the times that he's been too busy and I had stopped contacting him, where would I be? I wouldn't have him. So guys, sometimes people say, well, I feel like I've called him so many times. You know what? Until they tell you to stop calling them, keep calling. Keep talking. Keep talking. They're not going to dislike you for it. And you know what else that I find is exciting is when a year from now, the person that you felt like you reached out to too many times a year ago calls you back and says, hey, you know that conversation we had a year ago? Yeah, that's going to happen for you guys. It's going to happen. We have people today reaching out to us that we talked to over a year ago. And yes, as Nilbert said, there's going to come times when you have your highs and your lows. But you know, the only way you're not going to win is quit. So it's just like every day you get up with a new passion, with a new drive, and a new commitment. And who would not want to travel the world with Nilbert? Who would not want to travel the world with George and Adrian? Who would not want to travel the world with Nicole? I mean, all these people, all you great people that we have met over the year. I mean, Kim, Black Crow, everybody, George, Adrian, become a part of the community. There's people out there that need you. Go help them. Nilbert, thank you, my friend. I hope that satisfied you.
Oh, that was amazing, Frida. Thank you so much for that. So actually, Frida just kind of encapsulated everything that I was, the next point I was going to make about really, painting a really clear picture. Just listening to Frida, didn't it give you a sense of exactly like what she's going for, where she's going, why she's doing it? It just made it so vivid, right? So that's what painting a clear picture is all about, right? You just don't say I want to be successful, right? So like, for me, like I see myself on stage sharing how I helped over 100 families create financial peace or achieve, health and wellness. I see my team celebrating in San Diego because we hit our first six-figure month, right? I can see that already, right? I see, uh, people all over, like our team and all that, in this community right here, because I know we all come from all different parts of the states and all that. We converge on, let's say, for example, in June, we converge on an event. We're all, we're all in the same place, we're all in the same stage, and then further on, we're all in the same trips. Like who's going to Cabo here, right? Or who's going to Vietnam, right? Well, eventually, who's going to be on that Rich Carlton yet, right? So, um, and then one thing that Frida also really showed us, you share it with confidence. How can we not share this opportunity, right? So for me, everyone knows here the health journey I've had. It's changed my life as a retired veteran, and I'm just being very honest here, as a retired veteran with a retired naval officer, with a pension. I'm also a disabled veteran, so the federal government saw it fit to provide me some disability, right? I could say I'm very comfortable, and I'm just being very honest, right? I can say I'm very comfortable, right? But after what I've experienced, after what I've seen 2 years ago, right now, just like what Frida mentioned, I can't imagine not sharing this with other people. I can't imagine not even, I don't want to miss anyone, right? I want to talk to everyone because you never know who that person is that's going to really need either the benefits, the health benefits of our product or the financial freedom that's possible with our platform, right? So you share your vision with confidence, right? Don't be afraid to tell your story. Everyone has a story, right? Last week's resilience and grit, when I shared, that was a little tough for me to share. Again, and I'm just being honest here, it was tough to kind of share your vulnerabilities, right? But how should I say this? It's what actually fuels my vision, right? I remember, a time early in this industry when I got more rejections than I could count. I think Craig actually remembers the exact number. I forget. But anyway, I felt like giving up, right? But I pictured my wife's face the day that I'll tell her that we are finally debt free, that we are doing this, we're doing that. I picture my son, excuse me, telling me that, Dad, you kept going. I'm sorry. That still gets me emotional. So anyway, that was enough to push me past that fear, right? That was enough to push me past that fear. So now it's your turn, right? You know, define your why. You're gonna really dig deep, define your why and your vision, and then just like Craig mentioned, cast it out, right? Cast your vision, right? So you will attract the same kind of people the same kind of people, or the people with the same vibration as you, like-minded folks, right? So I want to leave you guys with this. I know, oh man, this time I went over 10 a.m. So I broke my record. But anyway, this is good stuff. So let me leave you with this. A leader's job is to look into the future and see the organization not as it is, but as it should be. So look into your organization, into your business. Don't look at it and see how it is now. See it as how it should be, right? Let's cast bold visions together. The future of our team is waiting on us to believe big. Okay. So, um, I want to share this one from Simon Sinek. I think I'm pronouncing this right. Simon Sinek, right? Dream big, start small, but most of all, start. Okay. So, my friends, that was that was today's episode of training about casting your vision. Uh, and I promise I'll try not to get too emotional sometimes. I kind of just it's hard to. I've been, my wife actually tells me that I actually get more emotional than her a lot of times, even when we're just watching a movie or whatever. So anyway. I hope everyone has a wonderful day today. We have so much exciting stuff coming up. Like today, oh my gosh, I can't wait for today's Empowerment Tuesday. We have Black Crow along with Samson and the amazing Les Brown. Like, oh my goodness, this is something for the books. Um, and I'm so proud of saying that, yeah, that's Black Crow. I know her. We met like over 2 years ago, and right in front of a coffee stand at the 3 launch. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna turn it back over to you, George, and to whoever, just in case anybody else has anything they want to share, comments, or anything like that. Over to you, George.
Thank you very much. Yeah, tonight, very important. Make sure because Christine Peterson and Samson and of course the big Les Brown are going to be in the call tonight. And thank you for the call. It was really good. And something very important, when the more you share your vision, the more excited you get. That's so important because it's not only share the vision with other people just for them to see where you are going and where they can be. It's just that every time we share something, we get more excited about our own vision. It's why I love, by the way, example is one of the reasons I love to talk about the pay plan. Every time I talk about the pay plan, I get excited. I know they are just numbers, but I get excited. And the same when I talk about the vision, the future, where the company is going and where we are going, because that people want to know that. They follow a leader. They don't follow somebody that doesn't have a vision. They don't follow somebody that doesn't know where the heck they are going or why they are doing this. When you talk about why you are doing this, because and your why, everybody has a different why, you are going to be successful. And many times take more longer time than we think, but it's like exercise. I want to lose 50 pounds and look for strong, and suddenly, oh gee, I've been doing it for a couple of weeks and still it's not working. Of course, you need to go longer. But anyway, thank you very much, everybody. And we see you in the call tonight. Make sure you invite as many people. They don't have to be, by the way, brand ambassadors, anybody. This is a call with a great Les Brown, and many people know him. Tell them, hey, Les Brown is going to be in the call tonight. And with other people that are amazing. And just basically that. Okay, thank you very much, and we see you later. See you tonight. Bye.